Mr. Goffman, are the EPA's rules to regulate light, medium, and heavy-duty vehicles economically feasible for middle class and hardworking American families living month to month and struggling with inflation?
Thank you for that question. It's a question that we take very seriously as well, and we've designed these rules to work hand in hand with the plans that we know that industry has to introduce and market clean
Mr. Goffman, what is the average price of a new combustion engine vehicle compared to the average price of a new electric vehicle?
I don't know the exact dollars. I know that today the EVs may be more expensive, but these rules.
So the average price of a traditional internal combustion engine was $45,600, while the average price of an electric vehicle was $61,800. And if these unfavorable rules are finalized, your own estimates that I've seen suggest 67% of all new cars sold in the U.S. will need to be fully electric by 2032. Now, how much did the average price of an electric vehicle increase by last year?
I don't know, but
So it's 22%.
Okay.
From May of 2022 to May of 2023, it's increased 22%. So it's not going down in price with these electric vehicles. We're seeing an increase. And by your own estimates, the technological costs of this proposal could reach $280 billion. That's increasing manufacturing costs by $1,200 per vehicle. Mr. Goffman, are you aware that in temperatures under 20 degrees Fahrenheit, electric vehicles lose nearly half of their charge in their batteries?
yes.
Yes. So in Colorado, where we rely on four-wheel drive vehicles to get around in winter, many of these vehicles will be regulated out of existence under these proposed rules. How much does an electric vehicle battery cost to replace?
I don't know offhand, but you're putting your finger on important issues, which is exactly why the strategy reflected in these rules is to give industry years of lead time.
Well, you're regulating an industry out of existence here, and we're seeing that it's less reliable. In Colorado, it's very common to have temperatures under 20 degrees Fahrenheit, and these batteries will lose some of their charge. Now, I have between $5,000 and $20,000 to replace an electric vehicle's batteries. And prolonged exposure to temperatures under 20 degrees can also compromise the electric vehicle's battery performance as much as 41%. Now, how do you recommend that hardworking families who are struggling to get by absorb these additional costs associated with electric vehicles?
Well, our projection is that by the time these rules go into effect, both the industry and investments like those made in the IRA and the
so we're just going to print more money to make up for that. So
Boebert is right and wrong here on a couple different levels. EVs are really, electric vehicles are not, they're becoming more and more affordable. For example, you can get a Tesla Model 3 now for about $32,000 after your $7,500 tax credit. And I don't believe that electric vehicles should be mandated. I don't think most things should be mandated, except most politicians shutting up, getting out of office. We should mandate term limits. But on the question of sustainability, it always boggles my mind how opposed capitalists and those on the right are to being ethical consumers, because in my opinion, if we don't start consuming more ethically, if we don't fight this late stage corporatism with ethical capitalism, I don't know that we're going to have capitalism much longer, because they constantly ignore these issues that are very real issues, like healthcare, like sustainability, because at the end of the day, we have one planet. And just like the left is anti-human in trying to kill all the cows, have you not have babies, don't eat meat, eat the lab-grown meat, don't have children for the environment. I think that's inherently anti-human. I also think it's anti-human to not care about the environment at all, as many on the right do. And the fact of the matter is we are contributing to the decline of our planet. So I'm on the fence. I think if you have the choice, you should choose an electric vehicle. But as Boebert says, there's still so many technological advances that we need in terms of cars that are out in very cold weather for prolonged periods of time. A lot of the range on these vehicles, these electric vehicles, it's not sustainable for those who have to do long hauls. It's not sustainable for people who are out in rural America, and they can't really, they can't have a car that only goes 200 miles on a single charge. So I understand that, but I feel like there's some middle ground that we could find here.